Howdy, folks. Hope you had a good Christmas. We're going to do some X-Plane. Trying to get everything set up here. I got my controls. I got my switch box. I haven't used them forever. I don't know if it actually still works. We'll find out. And we're going to do some FSEconomy flights. So just getting everything fired up. X-Plane 12 launched. Need to go over on the website. Get a flight set up. Should have probably checked to see if there were any updates. I think I'm on the beta, if I remember right. Big new changes in 12.4. They've got multi-threaded scenery rendering now. This helps a little bit with performance. Oh, I know why I sound weird. I don't have my headphones on. Like, why do I sound different? Usually when I'm talking to myself on stream, I've got my headphones on. Pardon the noise. I've got a lot of stuff on my desk. Got my CH yoke. Got my pedals hooked up. Got my homemade switch box. We'll see if it still works with X-Plane. All right, while that's loading, let's hop over to FSEconomy site. I'm currently over at Sunburst, Montana. I think we had some stuff going back down to, yeah, Devon. Only 2 passengers. Yeah, I don't want to go all the way to Washington. That'd be a long flight in a 172. We don't have fuel. We are at 42%. That should be plenty. This is a short hop, 27 nautical miles. And if we go down to here, sorry, I got interrupted by Mrs. Kerbo. So do we have any? We don't have anything coming back, huh? Wait, no, we're going to oh, I already had the people selected to come back this way. That's why I was confused. Departing from Sunburst down to here, and then we have some people coming back. Cool. All right, so we got that part set up. Now, where did my chat go? There it is. No, I don't want top chat YouTube. I want to actually see what's coming in. There we go. But yeah, this is just a little grass strip. So I kind of just pulled off onto the grass because I think we got a little bit of a wind, so I want to go down and take off whatever direction that is. Okay, it says SimVim panel modules connected, none. And it says USB. Okay. I don't remember. I do have that set. All right, cool. If I do this, hey, the switch panel still works. Look at that. That's cool. Does this stuff work? Yeah, throttle. Make sure that part is working. Yoke is working. Remember what I had all these views set to? Okay, that works. That is mapped to that. And then I should have this flaps. That's flaps. Okay. Cool. I don't fly with my yoke that often, so just checking. I have no rudder control. Why do I have no rudder control? Let's go look. Do. We have flight sim yoke. Oh, it doesn't see my pedals. Are the pedals not plugged in? Yeah, that's here. That's fine. All right, stand by. Sorry. I have too many USB cables. I think I had the wrong one plugged in. Hey, there we go. Now we have rudderage and brakes. Excellent. Perfect. Uh-oh. Something just happened. I lost my... Now my yoke doesn't work. What? I thought about just flying with mouse and keyboard. Yeah, now my yoke has quit working. Awesome. Let's do this. Welcome to my desktop. I do see the flight sim pedals and the flight sim yoke. All right, so they're both plugged in. Let's see if I just confused X-Plane by plugging stuff in. What's up, Mercury? And we got, oh boy, I'm going to butcher this name. Yaltaland? I am playing on Linux. I apologize if I butchered your name. 4893. Yes, indeed. Debian Linux. And X-Plane actually has a native Linux install, so it's native Linux. A lot of the stuff I play is on Steam, so it uses Proton. Come on, X-Plane. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, now we got yokage. And we got rudderage. Excellent. Let me go double check that this is set up correctly. So if I go to here... Selects the camera with a view ID of 1. Yeah, that's what I want it to do. Oh, and I had that going back and forth on the views. Okay. I remember exactly how that's set up. So that lets me look down, and then that goes back there, and then this will cycle through the views. Excellent. All right, let's see if we can get this bad boy started. But I do need to go to my FSEconomy client. So I've got this client here, and we're going to say start flight. See the plane shift a bit because it adjusts the fuel and passenger load based on your flight. Get that going. Let's get the engine started and we'll check the weather. Hey, Dibs. And then actually what I should have done. Oh, I do have it set for real world weather. All right, cool. So we're just going to go to the checklist real quick. Nope, that's the wrong button. Ignition switch off. AVX is off. That on. Fuel looks correct. Annunciator panel looks good. Extend the flaps. And master back off. Did Mrs. Kerbo get me a fancy new toy for Christmas? Nope. No fancy new toys. Fuel selector, none of this stuff should ever change. I can see that's on both. That's pushed in. Trim controls. You need set. And get to the view that shows me the trim. Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's right. They changed the setup. I think I have to change the binding for this. Yeah, so the pitch trim down, it needs to be non-servo pitch or something like that. Pitch trim down, mechanical, not servo. I think it needs to be that. I noticed that with my keyboard setup as well. And then pitch trim up. Maybe pitch trim up, mechanical, not servo. There we go. That's changed since I've used my yoke. All right, we got the trim controls on neutral. I'm going to go ahead and hit the keys for rudder, aileron trim. I don't have those on my yoke. Oh, I messed up it's not doing the views anymore. Let's start the walk around over again. So it'll automatically change the views. There we go. All right, baggage door, we can't do anything with that. Elevator looks good. How about you guys? You get any fancy new toys for Christmas? Free movement on the rudder. We don't have any tie downs. Can't do anything with that. Flaps are secure. No tie downs. Fuel quantity is as suspected, and the color looks good. No water. Oops. Accidentally double clicked. I don't have any chocks, so we're good there. Yeah, we're starting to get a little low on oil. We need to keep an eye on that. We have to add some eventually. All right, no air inlets on. You can put the covers on. I have those off. Nose wheel looks good. Left side fuel looks good. Veto cover is already off. No tie down. She got you a socket set for fixing her own car. That is a smart woman. My wife got me some skin tight shirts. They weren't supposed to be skin tight. They're 2XL. But I think they're a Chinese 2XL. So we're going to send those back. They were nice shirts. They were just too tight. Alrighty, checklist complete. Let's go ahead and get the engine started. So we're going to crack the throttle, and we're going to kick the fuel pump on. Get her primed. We should be good to go for engine start. Clear prop. Hey, let's turn the power on, guys. Clear prop. Uh-oh, I did something wrong. Oh, I didn't prime it because I had the power off because I'm a big old dummy. Let's try that again. There we go. Now she's primed. Clear prop, third time's a charm. There we go. Look at that. Give it fuel and it starts. Oh, I do need to check my parking brake. I need to replace the switch on my switch panel. It's a little iffy. There we go. Parking brake is actually on now. Yeah, it's just a Chinese 2XL. Like, it was 2XL. I wear a 2X. That's my normal size, 2X tall. But these were like Michael Chiklis and the Shield type. Not good. If I was built like, you know, Thor, it'd be okay, but I'm not. Alrighty, let's get some nav lights on. And I think, does this kick on both avionics? No, that is for some reason just bus 2. I need to get another switch on my switch panel, so we'll have to kick this on manually. I didn't follow my checklist, so I didn't get my flaps back up. Oopsie. Let's double check on FSE. Yeah, it is loaded. Ready to go. Alright, we're not headed very far. We're headed down here to Mike Tango 02. So we're going to be doing like a southeasterly. And I could even punch that into the GPS if we need to, but the weather is looking pretty good. Let's check in with the front office here. We got wind calm. Tons of visibility. 299 on the altimeter. There we go. And we'll realign with the magnetic. Directional gyro is looking good. That is runway 05, it looks like. Go ahead and set my heading bug for that. So we'll take off, fly runway heading, and then once we're up about 1,000 feet, we will turn to a southeasterly. And we'll be looking for Mike Tango 02 down the line. So we're ready. We're ready to rock. I don't have a flight plan. I think I did do that in Little Nav Maps, so I should be able to pull that up. Flight plan. Is it menu? No. It's one of these buttons. There it is. We are going 80. Oh no, I didn't do this one. I don't see it in there. We're at 8 uniform 5. Okay, so we. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Delete. Clear? Yes. Clear? Yes. Clear, I said. No? Oh yeah, this one is not in there as a Uniform 5. Hey Brian, ahoy there. Well, we'll ignore the flight plan. Look it off this screen. There we go. I don't know why it has that on there. Weird. All right, anyway, we'll ignore that. I'm not even going to talk to air traffic control. We'll just do our own thing. It's just me on here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I did not check the outside temperature. Let's take a look at that real quick. So if we go to here, we have it's local time. 46, so icing shouldn't be a factor at all. Do I have this? Oh, I do have that hooked up on my switch panel. Nice. Okay, let's see about taking off. And I'm a little rusty with the old yoke and pedals, so we'll see how this goes. Release the parking brake. We're on grass, so it's going to take a little bit to get moving. Back taxi, and we're going to take off on 05. Woo! Or what I said about being rusty. And 172 doesn't like to taxi straight in the best of circumstances. Damn it! I need to move my pedals on the floor. She doesn't want to turn at all. Let me get the parking brake back on. I think it's on. The switch on my switch box is a little iffy. All right, let me go look. Where's my... Oh, here it is. Outside view. Oh, it's doing the... Okay, so it's doing the full simulation where it doesn't actually move the wheel once you're moving. Got it. Alrighty. How's our oil temp looking? It's just nudging into the green. So I say we're good to go. That's on limiter. That should be fine. Compass is lined up. This is not necessarily a soft field, so I don't think we need any flaps at all. Let's go for it. Yeah, she's not one to steer on the ground, really. I wonder if I've got a setting wrong somewhere. Let's see if we can get in the air. Happy things are flapping. Oh, flappy things are flapping. Something like that. Whee! And I'm rusty, so I'm going to be all over the sky. ease back on that mixture. About 10, we'll let the EGT start warming up. I didn't hook up my track IR. So we're going to have to look around the old-fashioned way. Get some rudder trim in. Whee! Weeble wobble. Yeah, even with full rudder trim, wow, I still need to hold some rudder. Alright, we'll do it your way, airplane. Just a scotch of right rudder. Alright, we are clear enough to altitude. Let's go ahead and start our turn. Maybe about 130, and then we'll kind of see where we need to head. There we go, 130-ish. Keep forgetting I got my little side panel. I don't have to reach for the mouse. So we're gonna put this on 130, and then I'm going to turn heading hold on the autopilot. Go ahead and set the old vertical speedometer. We can start getting the engine sorted out a little bit. Easing back on the mixture, watching the EGT. There we go. Looks like a good cruise climb setting. So if I wanted to go to where we're going, what direction would I want to go? We're headed here, so that actually looks about right. We'll just eyeball it. It's a nice clear day. I don't think there's really any roads or anything we can use for reference. They're really going our way, but we don't even really need to climb up that high. It's a little hazy. Other than that, though, the weather looks great. Let's actually level off to 5,500. That'll work. $145-ish. Yeah, something like that. The problem is I don't know why the GPS doesn't find the airport we came from. Let me see if it knows about the one we're headed to. So that would be M Tango. Zero 02. No, I don't know why it doesn't. Something's not right with my GPS. I don't know why. It seems to be confused. I don't have it in the saved flight plans. So whatever, we'll just eyeball it. I need to pay attention to what my engine's doing. I am way over speeding the poor thing. I never claimed to be a good pilot. Don't tell my passengers that. There There we go. This is a really basic 172. It doesn't have a constant speed prop. Any of that fancy stuff. So we'll just cruise for a bit. Now I just realized something. I think that button is my main avionics. I think I had bus 1 on that and bus 2 on this switch. Yeah. I do have them both on the switch. Hey Nova Blaze, welcome. Yeah, I think 145-ish was about right. We need to move a little over. We'll go for 145-ish. Yeah, let's do a quick arrival briefing. Wind is calm there. It's at 3,200 feet. I don't remember what the runways are. I'll have to look that up. Looks like more fun than MSFS. I mean, it all depends on what you want. I want a flight simulator, so I prefer X-Plane, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with Microsoft Flight Sim if that's what you like. I am using a third-party website just for like something to do, and you can do that on MSFS as well. So I'm using FSEconomy. We're taking a couple passengers down to Devon, and we've got some people coming back. We just left Sunburst, Montana. So I'm going to go look at this guy as far as the runway info. So this has a link to SkyVector, but it doesn't match up with the identifier. Some of the identifiers are like different between X-Plane and the real world, so this doesn't always work. But somebody will have info on this guy. Yeah, navigation wouldn't be too much trouble for you, would it, Brian? Yeah, see, it's not finding the MT02. What we're looking for is, I think, Devon, Massachusetts, and British Columbia. Yeah, it's not in the system. We departed from 8 U4 and 5. Yeah, it doesn't even know about that one either. If we look for Devon. Nope, it doesn't know about any kind of Devon. So it's just not on any of the real world stuff. Wonder if there are mods? Yeah, there's tons and tons and tons of free add-ons for X-Plane, as well as some paid add-ons. As far as add-ons, I have a paid add-on called the Reality Expansion Pack from simcoders.com. They have packs for various aircraft. I'm in the default X-Plane Cessna 172, but I have the Reality Expansion Pack, so it adds a little more simulation to like the engine management and flight characteristics. It has like a wear and tear system. If you land too hard, you can break the landing gear, you have to repair it. And that can tie into either a built-in economy if you want, or it can tie into FSEconomy, where you have to spend your FSEconomy money to fix the airplane. There's enough bugs that I don't have any of that turned on. But I've got a bunch of free stuff. The other paid add-on I'm using is, what's it called? Global Forests from, I think, Orbex. There's not many trees out here in this part of Montana, so it doesn't really do us any good. But the other stuff's all free. So I have Airport Navigator to let me hit that, and it doesn't have anything to show right now because I'm not at an airport, but it'll show you a quick overlay of the runways and taxiways. I've got SimVim X, which is the plugin that talks to a Arduino board that's running my switch panel that I've got over here on the side. If I look down here, if I can flick a switch over here, I'm flicking physical switches and stuff's happening. That's all free, except obviously I had to buy the Arduino and build the control panel. Linux Track is a free for track hour, but I don't have my track hour set up. Fly with Lua is another free add-on. The main one I'm using is this. So if I hover over the altimeter here, it just does a quick pop-up to show what it's set to, because it's a little hard to read the instrument. And you can do all kinds of stuff with Lua. And then I've got Little XP Connect, which is a plugin that connects to another free program called Little Nav Map. It's like a whole mapping, flight planning tool kind of thing. If you have any questions about anything, just let me know. That's pretty much what we're running. Then I have another paid add-on called X Camera, and it just gives you better control over the camera. I like it. I made my own scenery. This is photo scenery that I made with a free tool called Ortho for XP. The default tiles are a little boring in X-Plane, a little boring and repetitive. So I made my own scenery tiles for where I normally fly, and my rudder is way out of trim. I forgot to trim my rudder once we got up to cruise speed, so we've been crabbing through the air like a noob. Also, I haven't been paying attention to my RPM. I'm going to keep that up around 2,500. I've been yapping instead of flying the airplane. Luckily, autopilot's doing all the heavy lifting right now. But we should see MT-02 show up here eventually. Let's see, I think if I hold this down... Nope, don't hold that down. I may have to wait till it gets within range, and I can zoom in before we see it on the GPS map. There is an airport out there that we're going to. It's on the X-Plane map. Oh, it's right over here. We're almost here. Oh, we may have a wind because we're about to go past it. I see it off to the left there. It's right down here. Winds are calm, so we'll just kind of set up for like a downwind pass here. What are the runways there? It's saying 2.6. Okay, we can do that. Wait, is that the short of the two? I need to get a look at this. So I need to get, let's get set up on this side here. It's down here in these wheat fields. You're a passenger today, Snow? Nice. Which of those runways is longer? That's what I want to know. So it's saying it wants us to land on this runway, but I think I'll land on this one. The winds are calm. That's what they're reporting anyway. Can we see a windsock down there? Actually, get a little bit of wind out of there. Maybe we should land on that runway. Yeah, that's a pretty short runway. We'll land on this one. Buckle up, everybody. Kerbo's flying. No, unfortunately, I don't have a map. Oh, if I zoom in, I can see. So that's... Oh, that is runway 26. What? Say what? Okay. I are confused. So is it 3,200? So I need to stop my descent here before too long. So I need to be at 70 would be the reciprocal. Brace, brace, brace. Right? Need to get slowed down too. Alright, there's the airport over there. It'll slow us down. We'll stop our rapid descent. Get one notch down. I've disconnected out of pilot, so back to the non-smooth flying. This thing doesn't want to turn left for some reason. Whee! I'm trying to fly with my left hand and spin the knob over here with my right. It's not working out that great. Alright, where's the dang runway at? No idea. It's over here somewhere. Oh, I see it. We're not there yet. Woo! Don't worry, folks. Professional pilot here. I get people there alive almost every time. It's so hazy, it's a little hard to see, and also it blends in with the fields, but the runway threshold is right there. Turned a little too early. Yeah, there's not a lot of traffic over here. We'll be fine. The trick to landing here, I've flown into here quite a few times. This road right here looks a lot like a runway. That is not the runway. we're getting a little slow. We're also way high. Slow down a bit. Yeah, a little high, a little fast. Floated way too long. But nobody died. That's the main thing. It seems like they had a little building at the opposite end of this runway. So we'll have to back taxi. I mean, I could, for purposes of the FSEconomy, I could just drop them off anywhere. It doesn't matter, but I like to kind of role play a little bit. I think they'd be pretty amazed, Nova. We've come a long way since the Wright Flyer. So you know what? Let me just hold up. I want to check my setting. It seems like the nose wheel is disconnected. Did I put the work brake on? No, this switch is goofy. There we go. Let me check. There's something. Use advanced steering. Disable if you have hardware to steering issues. I'm not sure I need either one of those since I have my pedals plugged in. All right, parking brake off. There we go. Now it's actually moving the nose wheel like it should. I mean, 172s are kind of mushy anyway, but it's like I had no nose wheel authority at all. No wave off from the LSO. The LSO saw me in the pattern. He just quit. He went out for a beer. Here's your complimentary parachute. Ouch. Hey, we got here. All right, let me bring up my overlay. Oh, there is no overlay for this one. Nice. Okay. Well, let's pretend like this is a path. I thought this used to have a taxiway over to these grain elevators or whatever they are over here. There's actually scenery for this airport. We'll just let them out here. They can walk. All right, parking brake on. It is actually on. All right, I want to adjust my. No, the control panel. I want to adjust my down to be down a little more. No, not that way. I want it to rotate a little more. Pitch. I can actually see the handle. So maybe do this so I can see the trim as well. Is that too far down? Go to 21. I think that'll work. Let's do 21. And save. There we go. And I can see when my parking brake handle's glitching out, and I can see my trim as well. A little exercise, never hurt anybody. Right, Nova? No bunny holes. Probably prairie dogs in this part of the country. Alright, now I can go back over to my FSEconomy. Say, in flight. We can go back to my web page. And then I've got these guys here going back to where we just came from. So we'll go do that real quick. Easy money. Ready to depart. We still got plenty of fuel for this short trip. So let's rock. Unless there's a better 1100. That will make more doing it this way. That'll work. Alright, we'll minimize you. We'll go back over here. We can say start flight. We have 3 passengers now, so we're a little bit heavier. Minimize that, and then we'll get on out of here. Yeah, it's nice to have nose wheel steering. So we'll go over here, we'll back taxi a bit. We're on technically like grass or dirt, so it's not wanting to roll very well. Roughly 325, Brian. Roger that. Oh, is this considered a soft field? We do have 3 people on board. We'll do soft field takeoff. All right, switches are all good. We're at 3,000 feet, so I'm going to back off the mixture just a touch instead of full rich. Center up the old rudder trim, and let's get on out here. Hey, no worries, Blaze. Thanks for dropping in. Whoa! Oh boy. I think we're going to run out of runway. Yeah, I'm glad I did the short field. One notch of flaps. Oopsie daisy. Touch of up trim. Oh, there's my shadow. I can't see it now. Never mind. A little bit of turbulence up here, but not too bad. Enough to kind of bounce us around a little bit. Alright, Brian says 325, so we'll go set the heading bug to that. Some rudder trim in so I can be lazy and take my feet off the pedals. Still doesn't want to stay trimmed. That's full right rudder trim. Alright, fine. I'll quit being lazy. Alright, we're about 1,000 feet up. Let's go ahead and kick on the heading. And avoidical speed. Mind the rudders. I don't think we'll climb up this far this time. We'll just cruise along about 4,500. So we get our mixture back under control. Watch the RPM. The faster we go, the faster the prop's going to spin, so we've got to keep an eye on that. And as we pick up speed, we can start taking that rudder trim back out. Alrighty. Whee! Quite the trail there. And 325, depending on the wind, you might want to do more like 320. All depends on how the wind's working out. This is a feature of X camera. You can set up orbits, do various things with them. Hey gang, wifey called. Sorry about that. It kind of depends, I guess, on the winds. 325, 320, somewhere in there. We'll eyeball it. It's nice, nice, clear, hazy day. A lot of haze if you're looking towards the sun. Not too bad this direction. And what I'd like is to kind of get back over in the mountains. I've been out east, out in eastern Montana. So let's go take a look. We're heading back up to here. Is there? I think there's just nothing. Nothing really heading west from here. Let's see. Shelby is not too far away. Does it have... It has something heading to Browning, Montana. I don't know if have I been to Browning, Montana? I guess it's 50 miles to the west. That has stuff going back down to Lincoln. Lincoln's fairly close to my home airport. Yeah, maybe we'll pop over to SPX when we drop these people off. It'll be a short, empty flight. I don't know if that GPS... Like, it'll correct for wind if you're going somewhere. I don't know that it has a course over ground. It has a ground speed. For whatever reason, these airports aren't in the GPS for some reason. I don't know why that is. I thought there was a nearest page on here. I don't know where that is. I'm not super familiar with this GPS. It does tell me my nav data is out of date, but that's because I don't pay for nav data. The little guy, I think, has all the same info. Oh, this one has nearest. Interesting. Woo. Got terrain radar? Track. Yeah, I don't see anything that's... I don't know what... I don't know for sure what track is. Would track be the course over the ground, maybe? No, that's pretty much my heading. I'm going to fly past the airport playing around with the GPS. There's all kinds of stuff on here that I don't really necessarily know how to use. Yeah, active flight plan is all BS. Wind's showing calm at all the airports. I don't know. We'll see. We're getting up pretty close to it. Yeah, I think we're going to offshoot. I think 325 was probably about right. Should have trusted the Brian. It's got some distinctive lakes around it. I think that's the airport. Nope, that's a dark patch. It should be... There it is. Is that it? No. It's over just to the west of the town, I think. Whee! Oh, it's up in this mess. Might be back behind the town. It's over there somewhere. I don't know how to get this back on the... I can just scroll this way. There we go. Back to the default page. Yeah, I've always heard the expression, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. I found this interesting, like this lake right here. I don't know if that was a natural ground there, or I wonder what this looks like in real life. Because it looks like they said, screw it, we're not going around the lake, we're just going to build a bridge across it. I can respect that. Long ways down. Watch that first step. You could open the windows. I guess not on this plane. Who's flying this airplane? There's the airport. Runway 23. Let's go ahead and check in with them and see if the wind... Yeah, it still says wind calm. Weather's not doing much today, so far. I'm gonna be lazy and let the autopilot get this thing trimmed out a little bit. Then we're gonna dive for the runway. It'll be fun. Alright, I'll even turn my landing lights on. Dive, dive. It's gonna be like a submarine movie. I turned way too late. Nothing like an unstable approach. says a fence right at the end of the runway. Just for that added little bit of extra fun. As long as it's not down periscope. Yeah, I came in way high. I can always come in too high. Yeah, well, screw it. So 172, it's not like you can mess up the landing that bad. He says as he veers off the runway. Maybe the taxiway is here? No, we don't. Well, we'll do the old back taxi then. Yeah, I think this one I just pulled over in the grass too. Unload. There's like a shed here. It's about the only thing that's here. Turf is tough. Come on, parking brake. Stay on. There you go. I think I probably should take on some more fuel. Oh, well, I wonder if the fuel's cheaper at the other place, actually. All right, let's end the flight. Perfect. We have nobody going anywhere close. I think we're just going to deadhead it over to SBX. Which is, looking at this, it's south of here. Let's see. The 100 LL is $4 here. It's more expensive at the bigger airport. Let's take on fuel here then. Alright, nav lights off. Avionics off. Everything off. While I'm thinking about it, I'll save. So let's grab some fuel. Let's see. I do want to head back over to probably Lincoln from SBX. That Lincoln? No, that's Browning. And then from Browning to Lincoln is, yeah, that's a fairly hefty little jaunt. But it would pay for the fuel if we take somebody. So let's just go ahead and refill it up to 40 gallons. There we go. We'll give Sunburst Aviation money. I think Hoot still owns that. We know Hoot from my community. All right, we still got lots of money in the bank, so that's all good. Let's go ahead and a little bit back over in the balance. And then we're just basically deadheading out of here. So I still need to activate the flight. We're just not taking anybody. That way it knows this plane. So my plane in X-Plane is tied to a plane that I own in FSEconomy, if that makes sense. So now we need to bring the client back up and say start flight. We'll change the fuel. Why do I still have passengers? Did I already have people queued up to go back the other way? What's going on here? What did I miss? Oh, I did. Okay, well, I guess we'll take them and then we'll head to SPX. I didn't realize I had all these people queued up. You have anybody else? All right. Fair enough. All right, once more back down to Devon. Where is SPX in this picture? Oh, it's right here. Okay, so my home airport is over here. It's off the map. So I kind of want to work my way back west. Oh no, here's my home airport. That's the lake. Spotted Bear. And then down, I think down here off the map is Lincoln. So we'll take these guys to back down to Devon. We'll make a short hop over to SPX. And then from SPX, they have at least one person going down here to Lincoln, but we can start working our way back west, southwest is the plan. I don't know how much of that I'll do today, but I enjoy doing this kind of thing. I don't know how interesting it is as a stream. So we need to get fired back up. Did load people. All right, cool. Now, since the engine was just running, we should be able to just fire it up. In theory, clear prop. Yeah, she's going to start up just fine because it's still warm. Alrighty, let's get on out of here. So we're going to be even heavier than last time we took off from here, so we'll definitely do the short field takeoff with one notch of flaps. Because we took on more fuel, plus we got 3 passengers. I'll even turn the avionics on, just for fun. Don't necessarily need the GPS, but turn it on. Where's my enter button? Here you are. This is called 2.6, but it's more like 2.4. This is 2.3. Oh, I'm getting confused between airports. This is 2.3. All passengers must flap arms on takeoff. Yep. Screaming is optional. Cheering might help as well. Alright, 1 notch-a-rooney of flaps. We're ready to get out of here. Don't adjust your position in your chair on takeoff. Yeah, I wasn't kidding about the flapping of the arms. It's gonna be tight. Got a berm right at the end of the runway. Ready and hoi! There we go. Cleared it, no problem. Whoa. And the rudder's a little shaky. I don't know what's up with the rudder trim. Like, I don't have nearly enough rudder trim. So I will keep some right foot in it. We'll call it 130-ish, 135. And since we're turning, we'll take that back down to 500 feet per minute. We are in a Cessna 172 and on an F-16. Alright, we'll keep on coming around 135-ish. Yeah, we're plenty high. That's good. I should have leveled out at 4,500. Which actually we're southeast bound, so we probably need to go up to 5,500. If I was going to follow the VFR rules. Screw it. Bringing that mixture on back. And heading over to SPS, we're going to be flying right into the sun. That might be a bit of a challenge. Yeah, we'll let Mr. Autopilot do the heavy lifting and take a little spin around the airplane. This is a custom texture. I took one of the built-in ones and I edited it a bit. So I could have my FSEconomy tail number on the texture. Also, I have another free add-on that removes the wheel pants from the wheels. Since I mostly do push type flying on this plane, it looks a little more reasonable. All right, back in the cockpit. Maybe 130. Let's try 130. Yep, on the nose. A little tweaking on the engine here while I can see the gauge is nice and clear. Nope, we are lean of peaks. We need to go back up. There we go. Oh, there's all kinds of things, Brian. The ones it comes with is a good smattering of light aviation, twins, you know, passenger jets, executive type stuff. I think there's a couple helicopters. There's an F4 Phantom. So it's all kinds of stuff. And of course, there's all kinds of free and paid add-ons for nearly anything you can imagine. I've flown a Grumman Goose. I don't know if it's updated for 12. I think that was back in X-Plane 10 or X-Plane 11 days. I've bought some aircraft. I've got a Kodiak Quest. I've got a 206, which I used to fly all the time. But they didn't do a good job updating it for X-Plane 12. And it just doesn't behave very well, so I don't fly it really anymore. I used to fly a 206 all the time, because you can haul more weight and it goes a little faster. And what else do I have that I've bought? I think I end up buying the Reality Expansion Pack for the default Beechcraft Baron, but I haven't tried it out yet. For me, I like the little simple planes, because I just get in and mess around once in a while. I don't stay current. So the more complex aircraft are a little bit of a problem. There is a free demo available. You go to X-Plane's website. I think there's a link in the description. It's basically the full game. It's just, it limits your control input to like 15 minutes or something like that. And the scenery area that it comes with is really small, so it's a smaller download. There's the demo if anybody wants to check it out and see how it runs. There's a road going somewhere. This is the flat, boring part of Montana. I need to get back over in the mountains. Yeah, that's looking about right. What's our ground speed? 118? It's got a little bit of a tailwind, it seems like. Yeah, a ton of people that do flight sims, they're really into those, like, you know, passenger jets. Long flights. That's not really my thing. I think there's a... Is it a video or is it a Twitch highlight? I landed a 737 at a U.S. Forest Reserve strip one time. It didn't go well. I mostly tool around in my little 172. Formerly a 206. But I want to get more into the Baron, the Beechcraft Baron. It's a twin. Faster, it can haul more. I just need to learn it a little better. Oh, you know, I forgot to check the oil again. I need to add oil to this thing. Oh, yeah. It won't let me do that one in the ground. Or not on the ground. Can't do anything? I can bring up my kneeboard, which has references here. Kind of handy. Emergency procedures. Hopefully we don't need any of those. Alright, we're halfway there. Yeah, it kind of looks like we're getting pushed off a little bit to the south. So let's bring this around to 120. How hard can it be? Yeah. I used to try to land a 747 on the aircraft carrier back when I was a kid. You gotta see what's possible. You can eke a little more fuel economy out of this. There we go. Lots and lots and lots of farm fields. Not much else out here. My phone was blowing up again. This time it was my mom and the robot vacuum cleaner. All good. Yeah, that's gonna be a bear flying into that. I don't think these sunshades work. Some of the add-on planes, they work. The 206 I had, they worked fine, but like the engine performance and stuff is just all over the place on the 206 and X-Plane 12. It worked really well in X-Plane 11. Oh well. So we should be getting kind of close. We keep getting pushed more and more to the south. We should see those big grain bins at some point. Still a little far out. Oh no, wait, is that it right there? No, that's not it. I should be flying right over it. Be right out here somewhere. ahead and start slowing down. Ah, that's it. I see the stuff behind the trees. It's right there. It just really blends in with the farm fields. Do another wild and crazy approach. Yeah, it's kind of like a calm sea. It's like you can't tell what's going on. You don't have any reference points. There it is. It's right down there. Yeah, we'll do a little dive bombing. Everybody's buckled up, right? Done for round 70. All right, last notch of flaps is down. Oh, I was lining up for the wrong runway. Whoops. That's the taxiway. Don't worry, folks. I know exactly what I'm doing. You're in safe hands. It's going to be a little iffy. Everybody hang on. This is why I really miss having the track IR. Let's do a little crop dusting with some passengers on board. Squeaked it on there. Look at that. Nobody's from the FAA is watching, right? See, everybody's down safe. I don't know what you guys were worried about. Other than lawsuits. That was a little unorthodox. Like a lot of my landings. I guess I never asked how the volume was. Hopefully the volume's okay. Everybody left. They saw that approach. It's like, we're out of here. No, three people are left. think we were calling this little strip of something the taxiway. Alright, technically I should shut my engine down before I let passengers off, but it's okay. After that approach, we're not too worried about doing things the right way. Alright, let's go back to here. End the flight. And then, in theory, I can just start the flight again and we can head over to SBX. There we go. Alright. Still got plenty of fuel. SBX was basically just west of here, so we'll head west. Should find that easy enough. It is not very far. 20 miles, maybe? Do it. We're just deadheading it over to there. Gotta get unstuck. Oh, there's actually a taxiway over here. I didn't see that. That's the runway I was lining up with. Should have pulled into that. Alright, y'all ready for this? Uh-oh. Is the engine knocking? Are we out of oil? Nah, it's fine. We'll fix it at SBX, right? Or should we do the right thing and check the engine here? I'd hate to, like, fry the engine on the way over there. It was a little bit low when we started this, and we've made like 3 flights. I'm gonna wuss out and go check the oil. I could do it right there, but again, we'll pull over here and we'll do some things right occasionally. There's a shop building over here. They've got oil, right? This thing is all over the place, just like a real 172. Whee! That was probably the biggest surprise when I flew a real 172 is just how mushy and unresponsive the ground steering was. Ease on around. You want to make sure you run your engine at high RPM when you think you're low on oil. Come on, parking switch. Hang in there. There you go. You just gotta wiggle it till it works. Insert jokes here. Alrighty, let's do a proper check. Also save while we're here. Actually, do I need to go? I need to go cancel that flight real quick. We'll restart it later. If the sim pauses or stuff, it can mess up that, so we'll just turn that off for now. Alright, so we want to go to maintenance report. Do. Says we're still at 7. Do it. I don't remember if it has engine check on the post. Does not. Oh, it doesn't switch it back to pre-flight. Okay. Then you go around the plane to the engine. Yeah, it's probably okay, but it is getting a little low. So how do I add oil? Maintenance report. I guess it says it's okay between 5 and 8, so maybe we're fine. We got 38 hours left before we need to change it. Cylinder compression is looking okay. Yeah, I guess we're fine. I don't know what the rattling was. Maybe it's just because it was a low RPM. That might be a thing. All right, let's get started back up. The engine's still warm, so it should just fire right back up. No problem. Clear prop. That switch is a little dodgy too. Lovely. I need to replace a couple switches on my switch panel. Apparently. Truck. What are you doing? There must be a little road segment there. Oh, there's a little road segment there that traffic's driving on. Funny. So it's generating cars. Alright, now we'll let it rip. So I guess anywhere between 5 and 8 is acceptable. I don't have any passengers, so we should be able to just let it rip and not have to do any flaps. We should, however, stay on the runway. I'm dancing on the pedals. I did not check my trim. Whoops. That's why checklists are important. Oh, I see. If I spin this too fast, the heading bug doesn't want to move. I can see the airport on the GPS. My avionics switch is flipping out. Just rebooted everything. That's a glitch in my switch panel. Checklist for the checklist. me go ahead and get my heading on. Just hit a thermal because we were flying up. Let's just level off here. Get our engine sorted out. We're going to need to... I think I'll check in with ATC and see if they'll talk to us to get me in at whatever runway they want. Is it Great Falls? Is that what SPX is? I don't even know. You should probably send a little more of a briefing. No, that's Shelby. We want Shelby. Oh, it doesn't have a tower. Never mind. Shelby doesn't have a tower. So... Magnetic west, I guess, is way off. A little fast on the prop. We'll slow that back down. I could actually use the GPS here. Can I go... I don't know how I select that. Also don't know where that came from. Ah, here we go. Pretty much on the right heading. Now we're actually flying the GPS heading to that airport. Just for funsies. It's out there in front of us somewhere. Oh shoot. I forgot to kick on the flight. I don't think it'll let me start it because I'm too far away. Dadgummit. I forgot to start the flight. So we're going to have to do a little bit of reset here. Through the magic of flight simming, we're going to go back to the runway. Oh wow, it just now kicked in the weather? Had it never done the weather before? I was enjoying the complete lack of weather. It looks like we actually do have weather. Sometimes even though this is ticked, it doesn't actually download when it's supposed to. So I guess that's what happened. Fun! Well, let's go play around in the weather. And let me actually start the FSEconomy flight. Oh, did I accidentally close that? It's all falling apart. I hit close to minimize on that. There we go. Now we can start the flight. No, I don't want to close. I want to minimize it. You really want to close? No, I don't want to close. All right, let's get back in the air. Yeah, it's going to probably not be quite as good a weather now that the weather actually loaded. All right, let's try this again. It's like deja vu all over again. So those look high enough. I don't think we'll have to get up in the clouds. We're going to do this BFR. Alright, runway heading. Yes. Yes, please. Runway heading. Whee! I'll try to keep the rudder under control. Yeah, it's not looking nearly as nice over there. I'm going to switch that over to there. Take us to the airport, please. And we'll brief the weather as we get closer, so we'll know what runway to land on. Flight in progress. Prop just fell off because I was overspeeding it. It makes sense now why the weather was so boring, because the weather hadn't loaded. Now I got some pretty clouds to look at. And we'll be there in about 6 minutes. It's a short flight. Winds are 290, 9 knots. Runway 29. Roger that. The clouds are up at 5,600 feet, so in theory they should be a factor. Did not set my altimeter though. So we're way off on our altitude. So let's keep climbing. Get a little higher. Nope, no in-flight services, not even any peanuts. It's looking like a little bit of rain going on over there. Make for a good screenshot though. So we'll stay at about 4,500. We should stay out of the clouds that way. It's the theory anyway. So we should see a lake at some point. The airport's just before the lake. Yeah, there's the rain. Streaming past us. I thought we had raindrop effects, but maybe that's only on some paid plans that I have. I don't remember. Definitely see it streaming past the airplane though. Oh, it just quit. Never mind. Spotty showers. Oh, there we go. Now we're in. Now we're getting into it. It's not too heavy yet. Everybody bring their umbrellas. I see a lake. I see a prop that's in the red zone too. Really should pay more attention. Here's the airport. Alright, let's switch back to heading mode. Is that runway again? 26? 29. It's right behind the pillar. Oh, it's right there. All right, everybody hang on to your butts. A little high. Dive, dive, dive. Looks like a nice highway right across the threshold. To hit the street lamps. Is this a paved runway? The wet paved runway. Whee! An actual taxiway. Amazing. It's like a real airport. It's like I go up, just kind of follow this and to the left a little bit. Missed my left. I think we missed the runway lights. Everybody at the FBO is having a good laugh. Look at the new guy. Some squeaky brakes. Where do you suppose we're supposed to drop people off? Let's say over here. That works for me. Parking brake switch is actually on. Good deal. Set my trim while I'm thinking about it. All right, everybody off into the line. Now we don't have anybody on here, so it's all good. Successfully ended flight. Cool. So it should show us. Yeah, we're at SPX now. Excellent. And we had one passenger go into Star Browning. It's pretty much the only thing going west. We'll take it. Add those to my flight. 8 Sierra 0. I wonder if that is in our GPS. Well, let's do this. Let's go to... Let's load up a little nav map. New updates available. Find me later. All right, so if I bring this over to this monitor. So this is a great little free program. Lets you do all your flight planning and whatnot. So let's do a new flight plan. We are at... Here's where we're going. So destination, we are at Shelby over here. Sure. That's not too bad. The one thing I like about the little nav map is it gives you a terrain profile. So we can cruise at 6,500. Like that will work. I don't know what weather we're going to run into. And when I'm just goofing around on FSEconomy, I don't really pay any attention to airspace. Technically, this is Echo. We should go around it. But I'm not really following all those procedures. And then I want to just export this to a flight plan for that, for X-Plane. There we go. I guess I'll save it. Then in X-Plane, I can load that in my GPS and it'll just be in there. I just load that file. Alrighty, let's back the plane up. We're right up against the fence. And that is a feature of Reality Expansion Pack. That's not in the base game. Before I forget, let's get our one passenger on board. And let's get cranked up. And I'm hoping weather's not going to be too much of a factor. We may just have to play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. And again, the engine is warmed up, so this should be no issue at all. To start up, clear prop. Hopefully that dodgy switch will hold. Did I hook up? I've got a dial on my control panel to control the lighting, but I don't have it hooked up yet. It's the radio lights, which are fine. Panel lights up a little bit. Alright, now if I go into flight plan and I go down to SPX to 8SO, I can load that, and it's all in here. It's all set up, ready to go. Was it page up? Page 10? Oh, yeah, that makes it bigger, doesn't it? Cool. 2-3, I think, was, yeah, that's what we landed on. So we need to go past these planes and hang a right and go all the way down. Roger that. Usually about 1200 RPM is a good RPM for taxiing on pavement. A bit of water on the ground here. Looks pretty cool. We need to go, yeah, just all the way down. It's one of my favorite free plugins. Airport Navigator, I think it's called. This lets you bring up a little pop-up. Super handy for taxiing. I'm trying to put the brakes on evenly and failing pretty bad. That's why I'm wandering all over the taxiway here. Alright, if there was anybody else in the world, we would hold short here and do stuff. But we're just going to go and take off. It is only me. I don't even have AI aircraft turned on, I don't think. Classic squeaky brakes. Alright, we got oodles of runway. This should be no problem. I can feel that crosswind. Oh, I didn't hit the, didn't line up my directional gyro. Checklists are important, kids. So we'll fly runway heading for a bit. Hey, Raya Stream, how's it going? Yeah, X-Plane 12 over the last year or so, they've really upped their game in the weather and clouds department. All right, we have no obstructions either side, so let's start making our turn. And we're going to be cruising for a while. Just a little more up trimming. Try to climb around 80. Oh, hey, thanks, Raya Stream. That's very generous of you. Is that a little coffee there with a little animation? Nice. Thank you. Alright, I'm going to see, we're on GPS. I'm going to turn on the nav and vertical speed and let the autopilot do its thing. And I'll manage the rudder here as we climb up to 6,500. What's up? Not much. I like it. Just doing a little flying. Getting ready to head out of town for the weekend tomorrow morning to go do some more Christmas stuff. Right now, just chilling. I've been playing X-Plane a little bit here and there, but really hadn't hooked up the yoke and done the whole thing for a while, so I decided to do that today. And if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. We are using FSEconomy, so we're taking a virtual passenger down to somewhere. Already forgot the name of where we're going. Star Browning Airstrip over at the edge of the mountains. So we'll be getting into the foothills. Need to do a little engine management. We're getting a little carried away here. Trade some of that airspeed for altitude. Yeah, we're in Montana. I do most of my flying in Montana, in the backcountry. So we've been bouncing around. We just left, I lost track of all these places. SPX. Shelby. It's the farmer dude. Millennial Farmer, is that his name? They farm out around Shelby, Montana. Yeah, Zach. I think it's Millennial Farmer. Alright, we're coming up on 6,500. That's going to be our cruise altitude. We'll have to watch the prop speed as our airspeed increases. Alrighty, we got the GPS navigating. We got the autopilot maintaining altitude. And the guy on the rudders needs to pay attention. Try to keep this thing coordinated. Is there rain over there? Looks like they might be getting some rain over that way. And I've got the rudder trim tab set pretty close to what we need for cruise. Back off on the power just a bit. I think we can ease off on that. No, we're already lean at peak. Here we go. Oh, am I thinking of the wrong town? I thought it was Shelby, Montana. Wonder if this plane is burning leaded aviation gasoline. 400 LL, baby. Give me all the lead. Look at that. That is very purtiful. All right, we got about a little over 20-minute flight down there. 24:37. About 41 nautical miles. Bring that up so you guys can see it better. And our ground speed is quite low. So we're flying into the wind. Yeah, Welker Farms is Millennial Farmer, right? Am I getting my channels mixed up? Yeah, we're starting to see some of these ravines out here. Rather than just flat. Of course, we got the big wind farms. We're headed towards the mountains. Need to get back into the mountains. I've been out here in the flat part for too long. I need some terrain in my life. There are two different channels. Oh, yeah, Millennial Farmer. Right. I was getting him confused with Zach and Welker Farms. Welker Farms is the big buds. They get the great big stuff. Just had a senior moment. Yeah, Millennial Farmer and then his brother Leg Arms. That's the Millennial Farmer channel. Welker Farms is Zach, I think. Yeah, the old AN2, man. That thing's a beast. I saw one broke apart in the air the other day. That's terrible. Yeah, I'm liking this feature starting to show up on the terrain now. You're older than me, Brian. Yeah, I'll be 50 next month. Getting up there. Alright, if I do... that goes down there. That goes there. That goes there. So it probably would be quicker to go. 2 clicks, that gets me there. Awesome. Now I can see all the engine gauges. Nice and crisp. We're in the green everywhere. I like it. This recharging the battery much. Oh, I guess we are. Yeah, it's carrying the load of the plane. Alright, we're good. Oh, you got me beat by 6 months. Yeah, it already hurts, unfortunately. I'm riddled with arthritis. No discs in my lower back. Been really feeling it this winter. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. I love that. Terrain features there. So this is my own ortho tiles. I made these with a free program called Ortho for XP. And they lay on top of the terrain elevation quite nicely. Looks pretty darn good. Let's take a little orbit around. Just soak in the scenery. What controls am I using? I have a CH Flight Sim yoke, the CH Pro pedals, and then I have a homemade control panel with like basically the lower switch panel on it. Yeah, we're starting to see these little rivers carving their way into the landscape. That looks pretty good. Glad we're not flying that direction. Whee! So I have a control panel over here. I can toggle things on. It's basically this lower panel right here. Then I've got some knobs hooked up for my radios and the heading bug, stuff like that. Over on my control panel. And I've got also parking brake on there. But I also fly quite a bit with just mouse and keyboard if I just want to hop on and do a quick flight. It's good enough for just a quick flight. But I got out the peripherals for today. Alright, we still have like 15 to 16 minutes, but let's go ahead and do a arrival briefing. Not super familiar with this airport. 4,600 feet. So pattern's going to be about 5,600. It is untowered. Right now the wind's out of the west, 6 knots. Weather shouldn't be too much of a factor. Altimeter there is 2937, so we'll go ahead and change that. And looks like they're using a runway 24. 2937, right? 2937. I do have a track IR. I didn't hook it up today. I keep finding myself moving my head though, because I'm used to flying with it. So I'll be flying, I'll like start moving my head, and the view doesn't change. But I do have Track IR 5, and it works really well with Linux Track plugin on X-Plane. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with anything else. There's no good native Linux support for TrackIR. Xplane just happens to support it well. I just want to tell you both good luck. We're all counting on you. That's from Airplane, isn't it? Or is that Hot Shots? Both fantastic movies. And this is the default 172. It comes with Xplane, but I'm using the Reality expansion pack from SimCoders, which is a paid add-on, and it just makes it more better. It does deeper like engine management type stuff. It has wear and tear. You can tow the airplane around. It has walk-around functionality and checklists and stuff like that. Just adds a little bit of more realism to it. Yeah, a little pond down there. Hey, Justin Revs, the air's pretty decent. It's not too bad. We're staying pretty low though. There's some weather up above us, but we're trying to stay out of the weather in our little bitty plane. It's not bouncing around too bad. See it, a little bit of buffeting here and there, but nothing much at all. Oh yeah, was he in one of the Scary Movies? I think I only saw the first and second Scary Movie. It's been forever. I'm so behind on content, Justin Rose. I need to catch back up on your channel. Have you done anything with the new like big rock trucks and stuff in Beam? I haven't got back in there and done much yet. So many games, so little time. Alright, we're still looking good on the engine. Just cruising. So I'll turn my transponder on. When I reloaded the plane, it must have went off. No, this guy is untowered, right? Yeah, he's untowered. I'm not doing anything with air traffic control. I could check him with center just to get like altimeter or something just for fun. Actually, which frequency? They want 119,550. Got it. Oh, it's the one with the star. That'll work. Not reading this very good. I guess I can't get an altimeter unless I request flight following. That's fine. We'll leave that alone. And what's your CTAF? 122.9. Woo! It went fast. 22, and I should be able to flip that. There we go. I've got little knobs over my control panel to let me tune the radios. I've got one for COM1, and then I think the other one is for VR. Yeah, that's for the VFR, or not VFR, the VOR. V-locator 1. We'll stick that on the CTAF for now. Make too much content for me to keep up. I know. There's so much. Like, I could spend all day watching YouTube. There's so much good content out there. I pop in every once in a while and see what you're up to. Alright, we're 20 miles out. I don't know if we can... Pretty hazy. I don't think we can see anything yet. We're about 10 miles out. I'll probably descend 1,000 feet. Start heading down to pattern altitude. When I'm just doing this backcountry flying, I'm pretty lax on procedures. The water looks really good when you're down close, but it's got some weird effects with the lighting when you're up here. It's kind of washed out looking. But overall, like they've nailed the clouds. I think they got the clouds dialed in pretty well. Yeah, then they've got a bunch of people going down to Lincoln. Does Lincoln have stuff coming back up here? Some cargo. Yeah, so it's a regular run between Lincoln and here. Fun. I want to eventually get back down to Lincoln, Montana. It's kind of a good hub to run stuff in the mountains. I got out to the east. Been doing stuff out here in the flat part. Wanted to get back into the mountains. Too loud, too clear, and way too often. Nice. Won some games, not much. Planet Coaster 2, Farm Sim 25, and Power Wash Simulator 2. Oh, they have a Power Wash Simulator 2? Fun. Oh, thanks, Justin. Yeah, I like to throw your videos on and chill. Just, you guys, if you like simulation, like BeamNG, driving type stuff, go check out Justin Revs. He's got a good channel. Plays a lot of the RLS career mode. I need to get back into. There's just so many games. My first gaming love, though, was flight sims, like 40 years ago. I've been flight simming a long time. Started out on my mom's old Macintosh Classic, the 9-inch monochrome screen, wireframe graphics. You could fly around Chicago in wireframe graphics mode. Good times. Whole Microsoft Flight Sim fit on one 720K floppy disk. There were no textures. It didn't take up very much room. Alright, 14 miles to go. See a bunch of haze. Now if I pull up little nav map, it has a lot more detail on it. So that town is probably Blackfoot, Montana, what I was seeing down there. Looks like there's some swamp. We've got a hidden lake off to the right, so we'll keep an eye out for that lake. And we'll descend over North Browning. Well, there should be a city off to our left a bit. Is that the one I was looking at, or was I looking at Blackfoot? Not sure. I think that might be Blackfoot. I don't think we're close enough to the other one yet. Yeah, there's a highway down there. I'm going to go ahead and start a descent, I think. It's pretty hazy up here. It's going to be hard to see. We'll start a slow descent down. Pull the power back. Touch. And once again, what was our arrival runway? Looks like they're using 2-4. So we can pretty much do it straight in, looks like. Welcome back, Nova Blaze. We're flying across from Shelby, Montana, over to Star Browning Airstrip. We're almost there. We're about 5 minutes out. Yeah, the RAM situation is pretty nuts. Alright, I think that's the city. Not the lake, and then the airport should be over here. Over here somewhere. Let's leave this up. 40, alright, 4,600 feet. So I'm going to ease down to about 5,600 feet. Be looking for that airport up there. Yeah, it should be just south of that lake, so it should be right out here. It's not jumping out at me yet. It's only 3:23, but it's probably going to be dark here in another hour in game. Yeah, I don't think it'd be quite that high, but it's pretty crazy. I'm glad I built my new computer earlier this year. Because I paid like, I don't know, 185 bucks for 64 gigs of RAM. I think it's be 800 or anywhere from like 700 to 900 now for that same RAM. He's back on the throttle. We need to start slowing down. And this will be the last flight of the day. I do need to get off here and get some stuff around for a trip tomorrow. Eat some dinner, all that good stuff. Oh, I think I see a runway. Is that a road? No, that's a road. Is that a runway? It looks kind of like a runway. Let me go ahead and kick this into the heading mode. Yeah, that's got to be the runway. It just the magnetic deviation is so far off. It's a little weird up here. So yeah, just across that tree line, that's the runway we're headed for. I think we'll just keep easing on down. Go ahead and flip my landing light on. Get ready to kick off the autopilot. Slow down a little more, get inside that wide arc, and we can drop our first notch of flaps. Alright, feed it back on the pedals. Kick the autopilot off. Whee! Now we can fly all over the place. Everybody got their tray tables up? I need a ton of trim. Again, there's a road right next to it. I gotta make sure I was lining up the right piece of asphalt there. Yeah, the most dangerous time of flight is when Kerbo's at the controls. I'm getting bounced around a fair bit up here. It's not terrible, but you definitely feel it. Go ahead and drop another notch of flaps, and then we'll just do a 2-notch landing. We have to look and see how wide that runway was. We have a better idea of height. It looks like I'm once again very high. Really bad about coming in too high. K1 for Kerbo speed. Alright, got a little fast. Still high. A little off center line. And not my worst landing. This rudder is so sensitive. I might need to play around with the curves a little bit. Oh, the runway lights just kicked on. Y'all got any of them there taxi lines? Nope. Have to just back taxi. The only taxiway is back at the beginning. Yeah, we had a bit of a headwind, so the ground speed was pretty low. You know what they say, any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. And if you could use the airplane again, it's a great landing. They park them in here pretty tight, don't they? We'll park over here, this empty spot. all that good. Is it Jingles landing? You belly flopped it? I'm not sure what that means. All right, everybody out. This is your stop. I think I'll do all the needful, but we'll do a proper shutdown, walk around. Let's see, end flight. So we should be good on FSEconomy front. Woohoo! Made $468. What was our ground fees? Oh, this is cheap ground fees. Ground fees, $24. Some places would be like $200 for ground fees. Pretty crazy. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 5 flights today. Made a decent little chunk of change. I'm gonna set my cash to 5,000. Here we go. Yeah, a little more money in the coffers. Let's go ahead and do the post flight, and I'll get the all the covers on and everything like that. So we want to do a post flight. Do we want to do tie downs? I don't think I'll do tie downs because there's nothing here that would make it look like we could tie on. So that's fine. We'll do that. We will put the chocks in though. Gonna play some Ace Combat. Oh, the Mighty Jingles is a UK streamer that's terrible at landing. I gotcha. I'm not familiar with that one. 0 out of 5 stars. Worst air Uber ever. Pilot kept talking to people that weren't there. I suspect he has schizophrenia or something. Yeah. What are you gonna do? We'll tie down. Get the chocks in there. Here we go. We are tied down. Lovely, lovely weather. It's a little hint of water on the ground. Didn't really run into any weather at our low altitude, so that was nice. But I do need to get off of here, folks. Have yourself a Happy New Year. If I don't see you, I'm going to be out of town for a few days. I don't think I'm going to have a video for Monday. I've got part of it recorded. I'm not sure I'm going to get it done. So videos are going to slow down. If you're a regular at the channel, I'll have something out maybe end of next week. We shall see how it goes, but thanks for hanging out. Have a great holiday season. Take care, and I'll catch you in the next adventure. Take care.